A very good morning to all the students who are present here. If you all can hear me, kindly just message in the chat window and we will start. Thank you. Would someone please message in the chat window if you can hear me? Anyone who can hear me? Okay, great. So a very good morning to all the students who are present here today. At the outset, we are fully aware that we sent you this message a day in advance. In fact, the plan was to meet you in person at our auditorium in the medical campus in Nare, but due to logistics, it was not possible. Knowing that your exams got postponed for certain dates, we wanted to take this opportunity to connect with you all and discuss about the placement season which is upcoming. You're currently in third year semester one, but as you're aware, our placement season normally commences in third year semester two. And because the exams have got delayed, I think connecting with you in Jan after the exams won't be a good situation to be in, because then you'll have less time on hand to work on certain aspects that are related to placements. And that is why this session is being conducted. I'm going to cover certain topics in this session, and through the chat window, you'll be able to ask questions. And at the end of the session, one of my TPOs will then share those questions with me, and the TPOs and me, we will try our level best to answer all your questions. Okay. So please listen to whatever I have to say patiently, understand, and if you're carrying a diary or a notebook, please write down what I have to say. Of course, this YouTube session is live, so you'll be able to hear everything that I have. So my name is Dr. Jayesh Minase. We've met before on multiple occasions on certain topics that are associated with placements, so I don't need any further introduction. But what I would like to start with is, up until last year, we used to be called as CPC, Central Placement Cell. Now, as you can see under my name, a new acronym has come up, which is called as SCDC, stands for Sinhgad Career Development Center. What is SCDC? Let's start with that. So SCDC is now a platform for each and every student across Sinhgad institutes, irrespective of the student coming from engineering, business administration, arts, commerce, science, architecture, pharmacy, hotel management. So basically every college where our students are studying, they can take assistance from the SCDC with regards to training, with regards to placements, with regards to internship, with regards to study abroad aspirations, with regards to entrepreneurship, and the list goes on and on and on. So that's basically SCDC. It has been formed to make sure that each and every student across Sinhgad benefits out of the initiative. Today, I'm going to talk to you specifically about placements. This session is not about study abroad aspirations. For all those who are interested in study abroad, you can connect with me directly and we can discuss that on a different platform, but not today. Most of you have my number, so you can send me a WhatsApp and we can set up a call and we can discuss it. So today what I'm going to do is I'm going to talk about the market situation, which is possibly the hottest topic of everything. I'm going to talk about the placement preparation. I'm going to talk about the rules and regulations, and I'm also going to talk about documentation and how you are going to register for the placement process. These are the points. They are most critical as far as your placement journey is concerned. So please make sure that you do not look at anything else around you right now and concentrate entirely. Let your concentration only be on the screen, and please only hear me out because this stuff is not going to be repeated again. Okay, so let's begin with the market survey. In the last few months, many things have happened. People have spoken about tariff war. People have spoken about how these tariff war are leading to job situation going down the hill, how freshers are not finding placements, how the latest files that are coming out of US are talking about something else. People are talking about skills as an issue. People are talking about competitive markets and so on and so forth. And this is leading to sleepless nights. Now, the first thing that I would suggest here or request you all is to always remember that whatever is in your control, control that. Whatever is not in your control, please don't lose your sleep on that. I know it is easy for me to say it. Maybe at this age where I am right now, I can manage my anxiety, I can manage my stress levels. For you people at the age of 21, 22, it is difficult. But what you can definitely do is find a shoulder, find a person who you can talk to when you are in that particular situation where anxiety is taking over, you're stressed about the situation, you don't know what future holds for you, and so on and so forth. And people who've been through that, people who have the experience can help you out. Okay? Like I said, yes, the market is currently competitive, the market is dynamic. Believe it or not, even before the tariff war began, market was competitive, market was dynamic. And when I talk about Indian market, it was always competitive, it was always dynamic, simply because when we look at our population and then we look at the youngsters and how many of them do engineering and how many of them aspire to be in IT sector, irrespective of the branch that they have taken up for engineering, that quantum has always been on the rise. So competition is always going to be tough. So let's not worry about the market situation. Even today, all those who are ready to get placed, they are finding placements. If you ask me, the most important part here is making sure that you are ready for placements. And that is where I'm saying control what is in your hand. It is in your hand to control your placements. Why do I say that? For example, you all are aware that you are going to attend a placement drive wherein an interview will be conducted in which you have to communicate your thought process. Ask yourself, can you communicate that thought process? And if your heart and your brain tells you that somewhere you lack the skill to communicate, practice communication. There's no point thinking whether a Mahindra and Mahindra or a Microsoft or a Bosch or a Cognizant or a Accenture is going to hire you. That is their problem. You all are aware that at Sinhgad we have lot many companies that come and recruit. So that is not your headache, that is our headache. Your headache is to make sure that once the company comes on campus, you have it in you to make sure that you make that job role yours. So please take care of that. So please don't worry about the market trend. Please don't worry about the market situation. Prepare yourself for placements. I've been saying that right from your first year. There are many training programs that we have conducted. There will be many training programs and finishing schools that we'll be conducting over the next 3 4 months. There are assessments that we've conducted. Like for you, we started the student training program, we conducted a CoCubes assessment. So it is important that you take all this seriously and prepare yourself. Why prepare yourself? Because it is your dream to get placed, right? And the dream will only be realized if you put in effort. So put in effort, remain focused, remain dedicated to the cause, follow a timeline, talk to people when anxiety and stress takes over. It's critical. So that's all about the market situation. To summarize, market situation, companies are recruiting from us. Please don't worry. Yes, they are expecting a lot more now because technology is evolving at a rate faster than we can expect. They have many candidates to select from, so they are spoiled for choices. Their process is now rigorous in terms of making sure that they hire the right candidate. But this is not going to be a challenge for someone who has prepared well for placements. So please don't worry on that part. Only worry about yourself and nothing more than that. Okay. Now, the second part that relates to placement preparation. I'll give you a small illustration from from my own personal life. This happened with me a couple of days ago. My mom, she suffers from certain health issues, and she visits hospital regularly. There is a friend of hers who does help her every other time. So the other day, the friend could not meet my mom. So when my mom was walking out of the hospital, the friend was like, "Oh wow, your son is here today, and you're not even talking to me." So she just said it out of fun because she had not met my mom the entire day. The reply my mom gave was, "Did you talk to me?" Now, this is not the reply, if you ask me, anyone should give. These are not the life skills. Maybe my mom was stressed out of the entire day at the hospital. She was exhausted. But when a friend says that we've not met today, the answer should have been, "Oh, yeah, I missed you today. How are you?" Now, these are life skills. They are not taught in the classroom, they have to be experienced. And these are the words that are to be uttered when you want to make sure that you want to confirm to someone that you are the best human being around. You are the right candidate to be hired. And that, if you ask me, is vital in any preparation. And when it comes to placements, this is possibly the most vital part. How do you interact with people around you? Are you polite? Are you honest? Are you selfish? In the 10-15 minutes that they meet you in an interview, they're going to find all this about it. So on this illustration, on this note, let's start with placement preparation. What is most important right now is for you to figure out which is the sector in which you are going to apply for placements. Either you apply through us because we have lot many companies, or you apply through your own personal connect. Of course, if you apply through your personal connect, you have to let us know because your background verification is always routed through us. But you need to identify the sector, because unless you identify the sector, you won't be able to identify the skills the sector demands. Unless you identify the skills the sector demands, you won't be able to confirm that you possess those skills. And unless you are able to confirm what skills you possess, you won't be in a position to know what skills you lack. And unless you know what skills you lack, you won't be able to work on those skills that you lack. If you recollect, in every session of mine, I have said this. You do not want to attend a placement drive and then find out that you lack soft skills, you lack communication skills. You say that you are good at robotic automation, but you've never done a project in that. So you don't have any experience in it, and so on and so forth. So it's important for you to identify the sector. Some of you might be shocked to hear this when I say sector and I do not say branch in engineering. Please understand, a recruiter, when they hire, they want to hire a candidate who is able to do the job which the company wants them to do. Yes, there are companies who will be like, we want to hire a bachelor's in IT, we want to hire a bachelor's in computers, and so on and so forth. But most of the companies are out there to hire an engineer who possesses the skills that can help the job. So it is important that you identify the sector. When you identify the sector, please don't go conservative, please don't go conventional. For example, you can search for jobs in startups. You can search for jobs in global capacity centers. You can search for jobs in e-com. You can search for jobs in healthcare. You might say, why does a hospital require engineers? Every hospital these days automates their process. They do surgeries with the help of robots. They use IT for data management. They need cyber security there, and so on and so forth. So engineers are required everywhere. It is not just that engineers are required by an IT company. If I talk of IT company, look at the sectors that they cater to. IT companies cater to automotive, IT companies cater to healthcare, IT companies cater to agriculture, IT companies cater to oil and gas, aerospace. Yes, they are going to build some software, they're going to do some data management, they're going to secure the software, they're going to put it in cloud, they're going to fetch some data from somewhere. But the application is in variety sectors. And that is why I keep saying this, that they are hiring engineers who have the skills. Companies do not care that you are a mechanical engineer. They are like, oh, we are coming up with the next gen Tata Sierra and we want it to be artificially intelligent. You, as a mechanical engineer, if you know how to use AI and then predict when the engine is going to heat up, and then automatically it stalls the engine so that the engine does not get damaged, or you are going uphill and then it offers you more torque with the help of AI. That is the kind of mechanical engineer automotive is interested in hiring. They want to hire an engineer who also knows a little bit of business, because you may have an idea, but you also have to confirm that that idea offers return on investment. It is profitable. So you have to be a complete package. And that is why placement preparation is important. On many occasions previously, I've spoken to you about this. So I'm just going to summarize that part again for you here. Please make sure that to begin with, you know how to communicate. That does not just mean speaking, it also means that you know how to listen. You are an active listener. That is critical. Whenever you attend a drive and something is said to you, you write it down. That is critical. To speak, you need to have content. To get content, you need to read, because unless you read, you will not have words. Unless you have the word power, you'll not be able to construct a sentence. So communication is nothing but four pillars: listening, reading, writing, speaking. You go to a placement drive and the HR says something to you, and you are not carrying a notepad and you're not writing it down, the HR makes a conclusion that if you are hired and you go to the first meeting with your manager, you are not a person who will carry a diary, you're not a person who will note it down. That means you're not the right candidate. When the HR is speaking and you break the HR into parts and you start speaking, the HR knows you're not an active listener. When the HR asks you a question and you answer something different, that means you're not an active listener. So it's important that you confirm your communication skills before you attend the drive. You may have done tons of projects, you may have done a hackathon, you may have got loads of certifications, but if you're not able to communicate all that, what is the point? And you don't want to go to the placement drive and figure out that, oh, I cannot communicate. Believe it or not, this is the first feedback that we get from the companies. The students were not able to speak their resume. And communication is not something that comes to you overnight. It's not a pill that you swallow and next morning you start communicating. No, you will have to practice. There are many platforms on which you can practice, many platforms. And in fact, what we're going to do this time is we're going to offer you a video interview platform on which you are able to communicate and you're able to confirm your communication skills. After communication skills is soft skills. In soft skills comes interpersonality. Make sure that you have a dress to carry to the placement day. Make sure you have a folder to carry all your documents. Make sure you know how to sit. Make sure you know how to interact. Make sure you are able to manage time. Make sure you are creative. Make sure you are diligent. Make sure you are able to express. You are able to showcase your efficient operations and so on and so forth. We are in tech world today. You go and Google soft skills, you'll get all of them. Life skills. Make sure you're honest. Make sure you're polite. Make sure that let's say, for example, you go to the interview and the HR opens the door for you. You say thank you. When the HR offers you a chair, you say thank you. When you stand in front of the HR, you request, can I please sit? These are important things. So communication skills, soft skills, life skills, must. You are not only going to get hired because you are the best candidate in terms of knowing how to simulate an engine, knowing how to implement cybersecurity, knowing how to, you've got AWS certification and so on and so forth. Primarily, they want a person who can accommodate others in different cultures, who can manage time, who is diligent in his operations, who can communicate well, who can carry the burden of the company on his or her shoulders. That is important. Thereafter comes your engineering skill sets. Yes, you've done engineering. Yes, you've attended some lectures. Yes, you require a first class. Some companies require distinction. They have their own criterias. Every company has different criterias, by the way. But what they want is, if you say that I am someone who can design a drug, then you confirm it through a project that you've done. You confirm the quality of project by saying that I participated in a competition and I presented this drug design as a poster. You want to confirm your research skills, you say that I've published a paper in a peer reviewed conference where it was reviewed, feedback was given. If you say that you're a software developer, you've developed a software and the software makes sense, it is profitable, it is not something that is copied from Google. So whatever you say you are as an engineer, you should have done projects, you should have taken it to competitions, you should have taken it to hackathons. Similarly, whatever knowledge you could not gain through your academic syllabus, you've undergone trainings, you've participated in Coursera, you've participated in NPTEL, you participated in Simple Learn, whichever platform you're comfortable with. But with the help of that platform, you have gained the skills beyond your academic curriculum. That means you have self-learned. This is possibly an equally important skill to have, self-learning. People talk of, unlearning and upskilling. But for that to happen, for upskilling to happen, you have to self-learn. No one is going to tell you to learn a particular technology. You'll have to keep on updating yourself. So when you showcase that through your participation in such activities, and you don't just do it because you want to tick box a certification or a training, it speaks highly of you. That here's a person who did not stop because academic learning was not available for him or her, for whatever reason it may be, but he went and found a platform, he went and found a training institute, and he got trained. And the technology that he got trained in or she got trained in, they got certified in that technology, they did a project on that, they did an internship on that, and now the candidate, a fresher that stands in front of me, is actually not a fresher. He or she is an experienced candidate. Maybe that person has not worked in industry full time, but he or she has interned for 3 months, so they know what it takes to work in the industry. he or she has done a project, has participated in a hackathon, has taken the project to competitions like IIT Tech Fest, which recently concluded, or any other competition that you participate in, where the project was reviewed. And this is beyond the college project, the final year project, or the third year seminar. So, all in all, here's a candidate who is a complete package. Someone who can communicate well, not just in English, but maybe a foreign language. Someone who has the soft skills, the life skills, so they can mingle out, they can integrate with team of like-minded people, but from different cultures, different upbringings. And of course, someone who, when he or she says that they know a particular technology or they are fit for a particular sector, they actually mean it because they've done multiple projects in it, they've interned in it, they've taken the projects to competition, they've got trained on the topics which were not covered in the syllabus, and so on and so forth. So placement preparation in terms of profile is critical. So what I want you to do is, once you have identified the sector, please confirm that the skills required for that sector are available with you by checking your profile, which you call as resumes, by the way. Your profile is written in terms of the resume. Please check that out. It's critical. Otherwise, you go for the drive, they say, do you know Python? We're like, oh, am I supposed to know Python? And then what happens? You're eliminated. Once you get eliminated, you don't get another chance. It's not like academia where they're like, okay, we'll give you another chance. They have hired someone. There's someone out there who's got the skills, and you don't possess them, and that is why you're not hired. Make sure that your percentages are up to the mark, because if you are not eligible, you'll not be able to register for the drive. You'll not be shortlisted by the company. Okay. Now, in placement preparation, profile is not the only thing. So let's say you are the best candidate. You've prepared yourself. You can communicate. You've got the soft skills, the life skills. You've got the engineering skill sets. But to confirm that you rise up in the drive, that means you crack each and every level. You need to prepare for those levels. What are these levels? Aptitude, gamified logic, group discussion, interviews that are physical, virtual. Most of you may have heard it from your seniors that these days interviews are virtual. Like I'm talking to you right now. Similarly, I'm doing a monologue, by the way, but there'll be a dialogue which will be virtual. So making sure that you prepare for this part of the drive is important. You are the best candidate, but you're not able to crack the aptitude. You will not be going through the next round. You might be the topper of the batch. You might have got AWS certification. You might be a ML engineer certified by Microsoft. You might have Watson X certification from IBM. You might have a certification in robotic process automation or Six Sigma and whatnot. But if you do not crack the aptitude, you do not crack the logic round, you do not crack the aptitude for engineering, you do not crack the group discussion, you don't go further in the drive, you're eliminated. As simple as that. So preparing for the placement drive is equally important. And I've said this before. Ask yourself, are you prepared to crack the placement drive? Are you prepared to have a laptop with you, network connection, power backup, a room with no noise? Because if you attend a placement drive virtually, does not mean that you behave the way you want to behave. You have to be thorough professional in your approach. And a small mistake from your side, you might say it's a mistake. For the company, you faltered. You are not the right candidate to be hired. As simple as that. And you don't get another chance, like I said. So please also prepare for the placement drive. Very, very important. In the placement process, you want to confirm that you are the best candidate to be hired. Now it is in your hand. Like I said, it is in our hand as SCDC to bring the companies on campus. But it is in your hand to confirm to the company that out of all the candidates, not just from Sinhgad, but from across Pune, across from Maharashtra, across India, you are the best candidate to be hired. And when that happens, you get selected. And if you are not the right candidate, you will be eliminated. Time and again, I have seen many good students, they've worked hard, but they've missed out on one thing. They have, they've remained hidden behind a wall of fear that they cannot communicate. And then they attend the drive and they get eliminated because they cannot communicate. But they've done tons of projects and stuff like that. And then they come back frustrated, help me out. There's nothing we can do, honestly, in that situation. Today is the right time. Let's figure out what you lack, work on it. And you will have to put in effort because it is your dream that is to be realized. We will only be happy, your parents are only going to be happy, but you will realize the dream and you will go a step higher in your career preparation. Mind you, your first job is not your last job. There are many job roles that you're going to progress in your entire career. You will keep on updating yourself, you'll keep on moving in the ladder, going higher and higher and higher. Don't worry. But please make sure that before the placement season commences, you've checked all this and you are prepared entirely. Okay? Till now, we've covered market, we've covered placement prep. Now, the third part is related to documentation. This is something that we have been saying again and again and again. Now, you might be like, why is this stressing? Why has the degree gone up? Why was again repeated thrice? Simply because even after saying all this, on the day of the drive, we get students who are like, you know what, my Aadhaar is incorrect. You know what, I don't have a PAN card. You know what, I don't have a driving license. You know what, my name on the Aadhaar and my name on the PAN is different. My date of births are different. Students, it is important to always remember that documentation takes time. It's not going to happen overnight. And while you're attending placement drives or preparing for placements in the last phase, which is third year semester 2, you don't want to run around preparing for the documents. So please make sure that you have all the documents with you. I'm not saying carry all the hard copies, originals with you every day to the college, but keep it safe. Keep them digitized as PDFs. What documents are required? For verification, Aadhaar card. But the companies don't save it. They will take it to confirm that this is you. Aadhaar card, your college ID, make sure you have it. Many people don't have it. College ID, Aadhaar card, your voter ID. This year, there were some companies who said we want voter ID. Why? Because Aadhaar cannot be stored or downloaded at their server. It is someone's identity remains only with that person. The government does not allow. So it could be a college ID, it could be your voter ID, which they will store. But make sure you have your Aadhaar, make sure you have your college ID, make sure you have your voter ID. This is for your personal verification. If you have a passport, great, nothing like it. Thereafter, because they're going to hire you full time, they're going to pay you. You need a PAN card, must. Now, if you have a PAN card as a minor, make sure you follow the right process to have a PAN card as an adult. PAN card is must. Thereafter, please make sure you have all your mark sheets, 10th, 11th, 12th, engineering. Make sure you have each and every certificate of the skills that you say you possess. Any skill. You say that you won a communication competition, you need a certificate for it. Every certificate should be in your possession, whether it is for some competition, some hackathon, some training, anything that you do. Please make sure you have this with you. Most important, make sure you have your resume and you keep on updating it. It should not be like, oh, the last time I updated was 2 years ago. No, keep on updating it. And to update, of course, you have to prepare. You have to participate. And once you participate, you have an update. So please do that. Certificates of internships, certificates of any other work experience that you have, certificates of participating in extracurricular activities, Purushottam Karandak, Firodaya Karandak, if you've been into culturals, you've participated in STS rocketry, you've participated in any Baha competition, Supra competition, solar racing competition, robotic competition, anything Basically, whatever you write about yourself in the resume, it should have a document to confirm that activity. As simple as that. Make sure that if you've done a seminar, you have a copy of the seminar. You're doing a project, you have a project report. You are doing an internship, you have an internship report or internship diary, and so on and so forth. Of course, along with the documents, like I said, a formal attire, formal shoes, formal belt, formal socks, a tie. You can carry a blazer, a brazier. If you can afford a blazer, afford. I'm not saying go and buy somewhere expensive. Depending on what your financial situation is, it could be a white shirt or black trouser, either from Zara or from a local shop. Does not matter. But formals are must. Please make sure you take care of all that. And once you have all these documents, just for your information, we are going to make you upload them because we follow a ERP system. And this year, our ERP system is going to integrate assessments and virtual interviews with it. Very soon, you will be informed about it. Of course, you'll have to pay for it. It's somewhere around 400 rupees that you'll have to pay. But this will make sure that your documents are uploaded on the platform. The companies are able to see them. Your resume, your information is uploaded on that platform. The company gets to see them right away, and your chances of getting shortlisted skyrocket. You get to participate in multiple assessments, assessments which are specific to sectors, assessments which are specific to companies. You get to practice them so that when you sit for the actual placement drive, your chances of cracking the assessment are more. Why are we doing this? Because time and again we have observed that students are failing the assessments. Good students who could be hired but are not getting hired because they don't crack the assessment, the aptitude and all that stuff that I spoke about. Virtual interviews, we give you mock interviews through this platform so that when you sit for the actual interview in the placement drive, you know how to interact to a camera and to a microphone. It's easy to interact when it comes to a reel on an Insta platform, but professionally communicating with a HR who's unknown to you adds extra burden. At times, we think of ourselves as an idiot talking to a camera, to be very honest with you. And that is why what we've done this time is our previous platform did not have this capability. It was only a ERP which would upload your data. This time, along with that, we've added assessments, we've added virtual interviews, mock interviews, like I said, which will be done on a platform. We've added all that. Of course, when you connect on that platform, when you upload your information, the truthfulness of that information is your responsibility because it's your login. The TPO will verify it, but your TPO cannot verify everything. So you'll have to guarantee that whatever you have entered, let's say you've entered your marks for 10th standard and they're 59.83, you enter 59.83. You don't enter 60. Because tomorrow, let's say you attend the placement drive, you get selected, and then the company asks for the mark sheets physically, and then they find out that you have a 59.83 and you're not eligible. They're eliminated. This happens. In placement drives in today's world, after you are selected, you get a LOI, a letter of intent. And then the company does the document verification, the background verification. In that, if they find out that whatever information you gave while registering for the drive, if that information is incorrect, you will not get a offer letter. And there's nothing we can do. At that time, saying sorry does not help. So please make sure that on this ERP, when your college tells you that upload the documents, enter the details, you enter the honest details, whatever they are. Please do not fake anything. I'm not saying that you do it on purpose, but at times when you are stressed, when you are anxious, when you want to make that job yours, you tend to make mistakes. Genuinely, this happens with humans. So let's make sure that we don't indulge into all this. We take care of it. Okay. So very soon, maybe in next few days or after your exam, I'm not sure. We are trying to figure that out. But you will receive an email or a WhatsApp or a SMS, either of them from your college, and you will be told about the platform on which you have to go and register, upload your information, and pay the required fees for that particular platform. The fees are to be paid to the platform, nothing to do with us. Okay. And we are doing this because we want to streamline the entire process so that you receive all the information and there is no hiccup in between. And we've added extra assignments and virtual interviews so that you are well prepared when you sit for placement drives. Like I said, it's a competitive world. There are a lot many candidates to be hired from, and we want our students to be placed. That is why this extra effort in terms of the ERP is being implemented. Lastly, before I take any questions, the last part is related to rules and regulations. Your TPOs will inform you, or maybe they have already informed you. There's something called as an undertaking, which you have to sign before you sit for placements. There are rules and regulations mentioned in the undertaking. Please read them, understand them, follow them. We as SCDC do not want you to be in dark, and we don't keep you in dark. Whatever is there, we inform you upfront that this is the situation. You understand it. If you're interested, you register for it. So let's say there's a placement drive, there will be a job description. We will share that job description to you. If you are happy with the job description and the job role and the compensation in it, you register for it. We're not holding you to gunpoint to register for any placement drive. We don't do that. It's your life. We're just facilitators. We are helping you. We want you to be realizing your dream, like I said. So we will share all the details. But once you register, you need to honor the registration. Upfront, we've told you that you need to participate in the trainings. You do that, we believe that you're interested in placements, and then you'll be considered for placements. For us, that matters a lot. Please understand this. The rules and regulations are to make sure that not just you, even the future batches remain secured. Let's say 100 students register for a drive and only 50 show up. That particular company will not come for placement drives next year. Let's say out of 50, only 10 join the company after being selected. The company is going to be upset. They've put in their time and money to come and conduct the drive, and they will not take it lightly. So if you are not interested, don't register. But if you are interested, register and honor the registration. And that is why the rules and regulations are there. Your TPOs, if they have not already shared it with you, that particular undertaking will be shared. Please read it, understand it, sign it, submit it. And only then you'll be considered for placements. Like I said, if it is study abroad, don't sit for placements. If it is placements, don't go for study abroad. Let's say you are in a dilemma and you want to think of something else. Try that out. If it is study abroad or entrepreneurship, whatever it may be. If that does not work out, come back, we'll consider you for placements. No worries. But you cannot, have all the options open for you. You do that, your dream is realized. But because you've kept all the options open and got all of the options taken care of, someone else who was equally competitive, but maybe there was only one seat and you got hired because you were the best, and that person was the second best, they lose the opportunity. And that is why we have a one job policy. That is why we have an undertaking. So please read, understand, sign, submit, and then you'll be considered for placements. So basically, that's about it from my end. Like I said, yes, market is competitive, but let's not worry about it. The right candidates are still getting hired. Forget about engineering. Look at Ishan Kishan right now. Was it there in the previous T20s? No. And now the team gets selected for the T20 World Cup happening in India. And Ishan Kishan, who performed in the Mushtaq Ali Trophy, is part of the team. Rinku Singh, part of the team. That is how it works. If you are the best candidate, you get hired. Please don't worry on that. Worry about being the best candidate. Ask yourself, am I the best candidate? Ask yourself, if I'm not, what do I need to do? Wherever you think you can take care of it, do it. Wherever you think you need help, we are there. We are not running away from our responsibilities. We want to help you out. But when the quantum is 4,000-5,000 students, out of which roughly 2,500, 3,000 get placed every year, and our highest package is 55 lakhs last year, we need to make sure that this batch also performs well. We need to make sure that you perform so that the next batch also benefits. It's not just your dream, their dream is also upcoming. We need to take care of it. And that is why this session is being conducted today. So thank you for being an active listener. I hope I've covered everything. Please don't worry. We are there to help you in each and every way to realize your dream. But we need your help in preparing to realize that dream. We need your help in being honest in the process. We need your help in doing things on time. Because if you come to us at the end, a day before the drive, There's nothing we'll be able to do for you. Nothing. And not just us, anyone for that matter of fact. Tomorrow you come into my shoes and I say that, oh, can you please get me a job? And I've not done anything. I don't have any certifications, no projects. I'm just an engineer. It will be difficult for you. And that is the situation. Ask your parents who work in the industry, they'll tell you the same. If you have the skills, you get hired. Otherwise, you do not get hired, my friends. So, thank you for being patient listeners. Take care of yourself, eat well, sleep well, study well, prepare well, so that after 6 months, you are in a position to get placed. Thank you. Now, if there are any questions, I'll be more than happy to take them. Thank you. So, Sankalp has raised a question related to criteria. Uh, Sankalp, yes, there are companies who do not have a placement criteria in terms of percentage. There are two types of companies, to be very honest with you. Some who are like, we want academic scores. I'm not saying that they do not matter. Academic scores do matter because it confirms that whatever knowledge you possess, you're able to write about it. But of course, there are companies who will be like, we are okay if someone does not have 60%, but we want passion. We want ability to learn. We want ability to understand that I lack certain things and I'll learn it. So please do not worry. There will be companies who will be considering students below 60%. What you have rightly pointed out is strong skills. Yes. If you have certain weakness, then add a strength to it. That maybe I have 58%, maybe I have 57%, but I've done projects. The problem statement I'm trying to solve through the project is something that is a burning issue. It's not something which has been overcooked, like, many people have solved it. So do that, up your skills, and things will work out. And going forwards until your final year, up your percentage. The next question comes from Prathamesh. Can companies hire two freshers in cybersecurity? Prathamesh, please always remember, and I touched upon this topic maybe for a small amount of time, but I said that if you have the experience through doing projects, through participating in internships, through participating in hackathons, then you're not a fresher anymore. You are an experienced candidate. People think that an experienced candidate is someone who's worked in the industry. You cannot do that for 4 years, right? You're doing 4 years of engineering, but definitely you can support by doing a 3 month internship, a physical internship, a virtual internship, whatever is possible for you. If not a physical internship, then a virtual internship. If not internship, then projects. So whatever skills you have, showcase that you have experienced application of those skills, and then your chance of getting hired are going to go up, whether it is cybersecurity or any area for that matter of fact. The next question comes from Mr. Warrior 040. What kind of companies are coming to the college and what is the average package? My suggestion, visit the college, go to the placement office. There are wall pastings on which you will see all the logos, and these are updated logos of companies that hire from us. And once you talk to the TPO, you will know what the average package is, what the highest package is. I've already mentioned what the highest package was. The average package is 5 lakhs, somewhere around that. It's different for core, it's different for circuit. But if I was in your position, I would never worry about this. I would worry about who am I. It's very easy to say that what is the average package? But do I have the skills to go above the average, or do I have the skills which are below the average? Do I have the skills to crack a hackathon of Microsoft, then do an internship with them, and then get a PPO from them? That is what we should worry about. I know at your age, you students want to know what are the packages. But guys, like I said, this is not the last job. You're not going to end up your professional career at the age of 60 with this job. This is your first job. Currently, you are a candidate who is only a resume. You want to work for a couple of years and prove your worth. I'm not saying work for free. If you're good enough, you'll get amazing salaries. There is no bar for any company for the right candidate, but concentrate on your skills and application of that. Neha has asked a question. If we want to give an interview, where exactly will it be held, particularly for most of the companies? Neha, placement drives, the location of it depends on the company's interest. By interest, what I mean is, if the company wants to travel a lot, they let us know. If they say that no, 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 we want the location to be close by, then we'll have to assign them a campus which is close by to their office, the closest campus. So some companies say that okay, we are happy to come to Vadgaon campus. Some companies say that we're happy to come to Lonavala campus. Some companies are like, we cannot travel at all, we are going to do the drive virtually. So location of the drive is for the company to inform us, and accordingly we organize the drive for them. It's not in our hand. So it may happen that Lonavala students have to come to Vadgaon. It may happen that we all have to go to Pandharpur campus, and so on and so forth. It may happen that the drive is conducted virtually. So it's all in companies' decision making. What are the required average resume scores? Swapnil, in a application tracking system, we never know what the average scores are. Companies never tell us that. So basically what happens in a placement process, we've covered that previously, maybe in our physical session, is companies will share us the job description. Along with that, they'll give us the eligibility criteria. We share that with you. You register as a candidate if you are eligible, of course, and we share that registration with the company, and then they shortlist. How do they shortlist from that eligibility? Let's say there are 500 candidates and they've only shortlisted 300. They do not tell us. And this also applies to the scores that you're talking about. They don't tell us which scores have been shortlisted and what was the internal criteria. So we do not know. But if you ask me, then what I would confirm is I would look at the skills that are mentioned in the job description, and I will submit a resume in which I have connected the skills that I possess, which meet the job requirement. Of course, I don't fake those skills, but I basically mention that these are the skills I possess, and I try my best to confirm to them that I'm the right candidate to be shortlisted. Then it is up to them. XYZABV has a question. It's amazing, isn't it? Your generation, you guys never mention your name. I would suggest you don't do that, by the way. Because companies would want to meet someone who is honest in the name as well, not hiding behind a pen name. Please don't do that. So coming back, from which month companies will start coming for campus placements in Sinhgad? So basically, what happens is our standard season starts in the month of April or May with certain critical drives, which are like, product based. And which are very specific to the skills. Thereafter, so this is basically third year semester 2, by the way. Thereafter, we start with the mass recruiters sometime in September. And then the process continues until the next November. So till you graduate, and maybe 2 months after you graduate, we're still doing the placement drives. So that is the standard season. It changes a bit depending on the market trends. It may start a little bit early, a little bit late. Honestly, it's like a war. I cannot predict the exact date, but I can mention the month. Important is that you remain ready to fight that war. Do students in Vadgaon campus get prioritized, or every campus student have the same opportunities? Gaurav, thank you for bringing this up. Students, please note this. Just because the office of SCDC is based out of Vadgaon does not mean that only Vadgaon students are considered. No. We, like I said, the company shares us the job description with the eligibility criteria. We share it with students. All those students across Sinhgad institutes, this includes Pandharpur, Solapur, Vadgaon, Ambegaon, Nare, Varze, Lonavala. Across all these campuses, all our students from engineering who are eligible, they can register. The registration is collected by my backend team. The registration gets shared by this backend team to the company. After the registration is shared, the company shortlists, and after the shortlist is received, either the company or we as SCDC share it with you and inform you that you've been shortlisted. All we want from our students is interest. Yes, to confirm your interest, we look at your attendance in the trainings. We look at your attendance in such inductions that we are conducting. We look at your attendance in the different activities that we conduct. Beyond that, there is no other eligibility criteria from our side. Ayan Sheikh has a question. I learned most of the things from YouTube. Do I need certification for that? Ayan, certification is a confirmation of you being in possession of the skills at a particular standard level. And if the certification comes from a renowned body, then it is always appreciated and honored. And that is why certifications are a good idea. So I would suggest you go for certifications. Of course, whatever you've learned from YouTube as a self-learning activity, I'm sure you must have done some projects. If you've done the projects, take them to a hackathon, take them to a competition, and confirm the quality of the project because you get a certificate. If you win the competition, nothing like that. So I hope I've cleared that for you. But if you can get certified and you get a standard, like, there is a Six Sigma belt, a green, a blue, it basically is a standard in itself. If you know machine learning, then getting a certification of it from, Microsoft as an ML engineer of a particular level, nothing like it. If you get certified from Katia for knowing CAD software, nothing like it. Ayush Kalyankar has posed the next question. Does EduNet AICT approved online internships do well in my resume? Ayush, online internships are okay, no issue, whether they come from EduNet, AICT, or anywhere. As long as you are able to confirm that in that internship, and just to clarify, internships are not trainings. In the internship, you are supposed to express the skills that you have, apply the skills that you have. Okay, so as long as in any internship you're able to apply and express, great. As long as that application and expression is in your area of interest or it connects to the sector to which you want to apply for jobs, great. The only thing that online internships do not assist with is confirming that you have the skills to work in a team, because you're not physically interacting with anyone. So team abilities and all that kind of stuff is not confirmed through online internship. That is the only issue with online internship. After COVID, the norm for work from home took up like anything, and companies allowed. But if you look at the recent trends, companies want people to come back and work physically. Why? It is because when you work with someone in person, you understand the person. You understand what to say, what not to say, how to interact. So you basically get to know that person and get to know his SWOT: strength, weakness, opportunities, and threats. And then you're able to delegate, you're able to assign, and you're able to work as a team. And that is why physical internships are advisable. I understand being part of the university curricula, you don't get to intern a lot physically, but whatever is possible, do it, is all I would say. Okay, do we have any more questions left? Okay, we have Bunny Guy asking, for direct second year diploma and engineering candidate, do companies also consider their 12th marks? So in eligibility, there's going to be 10th, there's going to be 12th. Option for 12th is diploma. So if a company is adamant that they want to hire 12th standard, what we do is we inform them that we have quality diploma students who have not done 12th, but they've done a diploma and they've directly got admitted to second year of engineering. So we send that email to the company. If they're happy to consider those students, we inform the students and students can register. Please understand that there are certain criteria companies will follow, because the criteria are for not just for Sinhgad, but the criteria are applicable to each and every fresher who applies to that company. So they don't tend to change the criteria. But if they can, then they do it. From our end, we always inform them that this is the situation. The student has not cleared 12th because he did a diploma. If the company accepts, you can register. Siddharth has posed a question. Do companies come to college for data related roles like data analyst, data scientist? Yes, Siddharth. We do get companies that offer variety roles and possibly each and every role. To be honest with you, not just tech, we even get non tech roles. Like, for example, we get companies who say, do you have a engineer who can write content? A mechanical engineer who can write content so that he can do, brochure writing, but because he's a tech expert, he knows how to also write tech. So we get all kinds of roles, including data analysts. Please don't worry. But of course, when you're specific about a role, the company expects that irrespective of what college you went to, you should possess the skills at a particular standard to do justice to the role. Great. I think that was the last question that we had. So thank you, Team SCDC, for organizing this, and thank you, students, for participating in today's event. Take care. Bye bye.